This is Find a Way Mental Performance with your pitching mental imagery. Please find a quiet area to do this in where you will not be interrupted for several minutes. If you are sitting in a chair, make sure that your feet are flat on the floor so that you are grounded in the present moment. If you are laying down, feel the bed, couch, or ground underneath supporting you. Please do not do this if you are driving a car. We are going to begin by slowly closing our eyes and getting connected with our breath. When you breathe in through your nose, filling up your lungs and pushing your abdomen out like a balloon. As you breathe out, let your abdomen sink back towards your spine and let the breath out through your nose. Breathe in again through the nose, filling up those lungs. Then breathe out through your nose. The longer your exhale, the more you will slow down your heart rate. Breathe in again, fill up those lungs, expand the abdomen, and breathe out, letting the abdomen sink back down. Breathe in through the nose again, and breathe out. Now we are going to scan your body as you continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Scan your body for any areas that are tight or tense. During your scan, if you find any areas that are tight or tense, we are going to breathe in and send that breath to wherever is tight or tense. If you're not tight or tense anywhere, then you'll continue to focus on your breathing. So breathe in and then send that fresh breath to wherever you are tight or tense on the exhale. And breathe in again. And on the exhale, send that breath to the area that is tight or tense. When you're doing this, it may take a couple breaths to loosen that area that is tight or tense. Breathe in again. And send that breath to wherever you are tight or tense on the exhale. Scan the body again and see if there are any other areas that are tight or tense. If there are, then on this next inhale, breathe in. And on the exhale, send the breath to that area. Breathe in again. And exhale. A couple more breaths. Breathe in. Fill up those lungs. And long exhale out. Breathe in again. And exhale out. Another deep breath in. And long exhale out. One last deep breath in. And long exhale out. Now we are going to transition to your mental imagery. If you feel like you are tight or tense, please feel free to pause this video and continue your breathing so that you can loosen those areas before continuing on with the mental imagery. We are going to do mental imagery for pitching. You're going to imagine an inning starting with your warm-up pitches at the beginning of the inning and then getting 3 outs. Before you imagine yourself on the mound, I want you to think about how you leave the dugout. Are you putting your hand in for a team huddle? Do you lead the rest of your team onto the field from the dugout? Are you walking onto the field or are you jogging? What does this sound like as you make your way onto the field? How does the ground feel underneath your feet as you make your way to the mound? Once you reach the mound, are you throwing on a dirt mound or a turf mound? When you pick up the ball that the umpire left in the mound for you, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Now that you are on the mound, you will begin your warm up pitches. Do you give a glove signal to the catcher to let them know what pitch you're going to throw? Or does catcher give you the signs? How many pitches do you need to throw to feel ready? Is it 4? 6 pitches? Imagine throwing that amount of pitches to the catcher now. When you get to your final pitch of warm-ups, imagine hearing the catcher say, "Coming down." Throw your last warm-up pitch and imagine the ball going over your head as the catcher throws down to second base. Then imagine getting the ball back from the third baseman as they throw the ball around the infield. Think about what your pre-pitch routine is as you step onto the mound. Do you take a breath before you step onto the rubber? Are you throwing from the windup or the stretch position? Here are some things that you should include in your pre-pitch routine. First, get your sign from the catcher, coach, or your wristband. Second, visualize yourself executing that pitch that the coach just called. Third, take a deep breath. And fourth, have a positive affirmation for yourself. Now that we know the components of the pre-pitch routine, let's get our first pitch call and go through an inning. For this mental imagery, we are going to go with the catcher giving the signals. But if your team does something different, imagine it whatever way your team calls pitches. You step onto the rubber and get your sign from the catcher. It is a fastball in the outside corner to the righty leadoff hitter. Once you have gotten the sign, you quickly visualize executing the pitch and take a deep breath. Finally, you say a positive affirmation to yourself. You deliver the pitch to the plate, and the batter takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. The catcher throws the ball back to you, and you get back on the pitching rubber. The catcher gives you the sign for a breaking ball. You shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, and then take a deep breath while saying your positive affirmation. You begin your pitching motion and throw the breaking ball in the dirt, which is blocked by the catcher, making the count 1-1. The umpire throws a new ball back to you. With the count 1-1, you step on the rubber and take your sign from the catcher. The catcher gives you the sign for a fastball. You shake him off because you want to throw a better breaking ball this time. You visualize executing a better breaking ball, take a deep breath, and say your positive affirmation. You begin your throwing motion and throw a hanging breaking ball. The batter swings at it and pops it up on the infield. The second baseman and shortstop converge on it behind second base. The shortstop calls off the second baseman and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. The infielders throw the ball around the infield, and the third baseman flips the ball to you. Now, a lefty batter steps to the plate with one out. The catcher calls for a changeup to start the batter off. You shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, take a deep breath, and say your positive affirmation. Then you begin your pitching motion and throw a changeup low and away to the lefty hitter, which he takes for ball one. The catcher throws the ball back to you, and you get on the pitching rubber. The catcher gives you the sign for a fastball inside on the lefty hitter. You shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, take a deep breath, and then say your positive affirmation. You begin your pitching motion and throw a pitch inside to the hitter for ball two. The count is now 2-0. You get the ball back from the catcher, step behind the pitcher's mound, and begin your 3 R's routine. The 3 R's routine is recognize, release, and refocus. After getting to the 2-0 count, you recognize that you're getting to a yellow light, so you begin your release technique. For you, your release is wiping off the mound rubber, picking up the rosin bag and squeezing it, taking off your glove, or is it taking off your hat? Once you have done your release, then take a deep breath and say your positive affirmation to yourself to refocus you on the present moment. Then, get back on the rubber and get your sign from the catcher. The catcher calls for a fastball in the outside corner. You shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, take a deep breath, and then say your positive affirmation. You begin your pitching motion and locate the pitch in the outside corner. The lefty batter pulls off the ball on his swing and hits the ball off the end of his bat. The ball is a grounder to the third baseman, who fields it cleanly and throws the ball across the diamond to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. The infielders throw the ball around the diamond, and the third baseman flips you the ball. You step on the rubber with 2 outs and no runners on. Now the third batter of the inning is up, and they're a righty hitter. The catcher gives you the signs and calls for a breaking ball. You shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, take your breath, and then say your positive affirmation. Then you begin your pitching motion and throw a breaking ball right down the middle, which the hitter takes for strike one. The catcher throws the ball back to you, and you step back on the pitching rubber. The catcher calls for another breaking ball, and you shake your head in agreement. You visualize executing the pitch, take a deep breath, and say your positive affirmation. You begin your pitching motion and throw another breaking ball down the middle, and the batter swings and fouls it back to the backstop. The umpire throws a new ball back to you, and you catch it and then take your place on the mound rubber. The catcher gives you the signs and calls for a fastball away. You shake your head no, and the catcher gives you the breaking ball. Again, you shake your head no, and the catcher calls for a fastball up. You finally shake your head in agreement, visualize executing the pitch, take your deep breath, say your positive affirmation, and begin your pitching motion. The pitch is letter high to the hitter, and they swing and miss for strike 3 in the last out of the inning. After you get the last out of the inning, how do you come off the mound? Do you walk off the mound or jog off it? Are your teammates waiting for you on the outside of the dugout to give you high fives and fist bumps? Now we are going to slowly take you out of this mental imagery session and back to the present moment. Start to feel your toes and fingers. Feel your legs and hands. Start to feel your arms and torso. Slowly bring yourself back to this moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a long exhale out. Now on this next breath, I want you to breathe in, and then on the exhale, I want you to open your eyes. So breathe in and breathe out and open your eyes. Welcome back. Now you're ready to pitch. Remember, you see everything twice, first in your head and then in reality. Thanks for visiting Find a Way Mental Performance. If you want to check out more of our mental imagery videos, check out our website and YouTube page.